think the story of Mike Oldfield is probably one of the most extraordinary sagas in all of rock music. I first met him when he was about 16. At the time, I was running a discount mail-order record shop, and Mike was trying to get some interest in the tape of some music he'd put together. I knew him only as a top-class guitarist who'd been on the road with musicians like Kevin Ayers, but apparently he'd been trying to persuade someone to believe in his musical ideas for years. We were all a bit broke at Virgin at that time, but we offered him the use of our sound studio, which was, and is, in a rather grand house near Oxford called the Manor, and disappeared to work on his tapes. 12 months later, we took the tapes to Ommadawn, which is a terrible big international music sales conference in the south of France, in the hope of getting things off the ground. Fairly predictably, we could get no interest in one record company said it was a load of soft indulgent rubbish, and they definitely wouldn't be interested. Another record company said that if they slapped a few vocals on it, they would give us $20,000. And we said that we weren't that desperate. And in any case, we came back to England having got no interest from outside England at all.
Anything I can do to muck up these sounds?
Eventually, we decided there was nothing for it but to release the record ourselves, which we did, giving it the number B2001. And then we thought that to launch the record, we would organise a concert of the music. But there was just one problem. On the record, there are some 40 to 50 instruments. Mike had played nearly all of these himself. The concert was a huge success, and the music, Tubular Bells, with almost no promotion, began to sell faster than we could make copies of it. In fact, the sales were staggering. In England, it went straight into the charts, where it's been ever since. During the first 6 months alone, I don't know, his album sold about, it will have sold about 5 million albums by the end of the year, worldwide. And in England alone, a million albums. We, of course, were delighted and immediately began to think of ways of promoting the record in America, Australia, or wherever. But again, there was just one problem. Mike had disappeared. As a result of the concert, he'd had something of a breakdown and had vanished to his parents' house, apparently to build a duck pond. So we were faced with the nightmare of a number one artist who would not be interviewed, who would not play in public, would not travel, who just wanted to sit at home and compose. I've no idea where he gets his musical ideas from, although he learned a lot from a composer he met with Kevin Ayers, called David Bedford, who gave him records of Delius and Vaughan Williams. All this music is constructed with infinite care. He records each tiny segment himself on a multi-track tape recorder. On Tubular Bells, for instance, he overdubbed, that is, re-recorded, some 10,000 little sections. And on Ommadawn, his third piece, he overdubbed so many times that he completely wore out the tape, as well as himself, and had to start again. The mixer that he's now got, and on which he's recorded the music for his new space movie, has given him slightly greater freedom.
You start with a raw sound. Mixer. Equalise that. Maybe so it's a lot brighter. A bit brighter. Some repeat echo on it. Just one repeat. Speed that one up. And also the volume of the repeat. The volume of the repeat's louder than the first note.
Mike writes out a score, or normally writes out a score, just like any other composer. And then, having recorded the different elements of his music, he just mixes them all together. One piece, which maybe lasts for 40 to 45 minutes, can take him as long as a year.